Okay, here I am. I'm gonna install some Boss MC425BA speakers on the bike. This is a 2007 Yamaha V Star, and I've looked around, can't really find much. But I will tell you, I took off the back seat, I took off the seat. I didn't have to. What it ended up being were two 12 millimeter bolts. One that went right here, also held the little bracket for the throttle. There was another one on this side. I took off the seats because everything that I had seen said you need to take off the seats, but that wasn't the case. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the cluster off, because I'm going to install the volume knob right there next to the triplet. I'm going to reset, and then I'm going to install the speakers here. And for these, the speakers come with these little foam inserts. I will need those because I just tried to fit and there's too much gap in there. So what I'm going to do is I got a knife and I'm going to cut this in half and then install. Like I said, I'm going to install here and here, and then the volume knob is going to go on the panel, or on the cluster. Then I'm going to run all the wires underneath. Fuse box there. I have a relay that I'm going to switch into. So let me do a majority of the legwork and then I'll get back with you. Okay, so I'm back. So I got the speakers mounted up there. I just used a zip tie right down in there. Ran the power and ground all along the side here. There's a little zip tie right in here. I ran underneath. Okay, and then I spliced in. This here is the bolt bracket for the gas tank. So that I checked that with my multimeter. That is a good ground. So my ground is running into there. And then right down in here, see my batteries there. Instead of running straight to the battery, what I did was I took out this clip. There's 3 wires right on top. I'm not sure how good you can see. You see the blue one, and then you see 2 red ones on bottom. Okay, you see this down in here. This is the one I spliced in. So you look down on the bottom, you see 2 reds. This top one, the blue one, and the red one, they both come on when you turn the switch on. The red one is constant, but the blue and red there on the side, they both come on when you turn the key on. So what I did is I went ahead and I spliced into the red one on the bottom. I pulled out the clip, used a little tiny mini screwdriver, a Husky 1.5, stuck it down in, popped the clip out, put my wire on, fastened it down, and then reconnected the harness and tested everything. So as it sits right now, like I said, I got my speakers, I got my ground coming here on the bracket for the gas tank, and then I got my power spliced into there. So when I turn my key on, and I don't know if you heard, but they did power up. I had to play some music, but I'm using my phone for filming. So now it's just a matter of tightening everything back up and then installing the volume switch on the cluster, and then I'll get back with you. Okay, so here it is. Got everything back together. Got the speakers installed, tightened down, got the foam brackets in there. I was thinking about putting a zip tie. I left enough slack to put a zip tie right there, just so it doesn't look like a bunch of loose wires. I don't know. I'll figure out something to do. But I just got back from about a 10-minute ride after hooking everything up and testing everything and yeah, everything works. So just a little couple of tips for you guys. Sorry I didn't go into more detail, but like I said, I'm using my phone, working by myself. I didn't have an extra set of hands, but I highlighted the important parts. So the biggest thing was the tools I used was Allen wrench for this, the bolts right here for the gas tank were 12 millimeter. Like I said, I didn't have to, but that's a 14 millimeter. The one under here is a 10 millimeter. A couple of extra lengths of wire, some electrical tape, some snips, and a couple of crescent wrenches for the mounts for that, and that was it. I didn't use any special tools. Oh, of course, a drill. Like I said, I did mount the volume knob right in here in the cluster or the instrument panel. I used a 1/4-inch drill bit, and the big thing when you pop this, you have to loosen the speedometer cable. Take some patience. Undo the harnesses for the lights and gauges and whatnot, and then same thing when you put it back on. When you place this, make sure you have enough clearance on the inside, and then just some patience, some needle nose pliers to put that speedo cable back on, and you should be set to go. So good luck and happy riding.